Harden, pass to the rim. And Boston has the rebound. To Anthony. Horford to Anthony. Cashes in for two. Jay, mixed opinions with Carmelo Anthony. How will you remember his career?
Well, as of right now, he's a catch-and-shoot type player. But for me personally, Carmelo Anthony will go down as one of the greatest isolation players of all time. Back in his Denver days, his earlier New York Knicks days, there was nobody better in an isolated set than CA.
Celtics have it. Anthony to Hayward. Irving. Paul with it up top. Leads one. Off the assist.
He's been doing this for years. The physicality in which he plays. No one wants to see that. You're going to leave the game with black and blue marks all over your body.
That's me. I got ball.
Anthony picked up by Paul. Kenneth Faried. Tips it.
Sent a message on that one, Ed.
Horford. Irving. His first effort off the mark.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
Paul to Harden. Rebound pulled in by Hayward. To Anthony. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at three coming up.
Ed, you ever bail out of something at the last second? That's what I saw right there from the defender. We call that no man's land. They weren't really committed to getting out of the way, committing a hard foul, or taking the brunt of the contact.
Carmelo Anthony trying to cash in on the three-point play. A career 81% free throw shooter. The free throw's good. It's a three-point play, and we're even at 5. Paul into the front court. Looking to make something happen. It's Hayward who grabs the rebound. To Horford. Knocked loose. Dives for it. Not afraid to mix it up. That'll be out of bounds. Last touch by Paul. Anthony. To Irving from long range. Another chance. Clint Capella. Huge block.
Just erasing mistakes left and right.
Here's Paul. Brings it up the floor. Ooh, Chris Paul. Missed his first. That one goes.
It can only be one of two things here. One, the defender ran out of gas. Or two, this dude is just unstoppable.
Kenneth Faried with a piece.
That's why a rim protector is a necessity in this game.
Anthony. Oh, that's how it's done.
Even though the coach initially may not like that shot, now he's clapping because that ball went in.
Harden with it up top. They trail by 1. To Faried. Kenneth Faried powers it down.
See, these are the type of opportunities the defense doesn't take advantage of. When that guy went up for that dunk, he cradled the ball to gain momentum. As soon as he brings that ball back to you in the cradle, you have to have active hands get in there, strip that ball away.
Kyrie Irving for 2. Not today.
The most important thing a shooter can do is continue to shoot. The defense is always going to give great effort, but it's more of your psyche that goes into the next shot that will limit you on whether you make the shot or not.
Has a chance. Faried, a shot won't go. Nice touch around the basket with the tip.
That's what I'm talking about, Ed. It's that simple. Put the ball in the bucket.
Screen coming. Anthony against Clint Capella. And he's fouled. Couple of free throws coming up, Jay.
Guys like Gary Payton would always take ones early like this all the time. Number one, to see if they'll get caught. And number two, to leave a little mark on you to remind you that they'll be on you all game long.
Goes 2 for 2 at the line. Celtics have it. Hayward. Count the basket. 2 more points in the paint.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
We get a whistle and a timeout for Houston as they'll discuss matters in what's now a 3-point game. Shifting gears. Here come some substitutions. Harden, guarded by Carmelo Anthony. Oh, defender pulling the chair. Gordon with him. Leads 3. Tough make through traffic.
I don't know if the scouting report has made its way out here yet, but if anything, it says you need to not let him get that close to the rim.
Yes, Carmelo Anthony. He's now 4 for 6.
Attack mode isn't a switch that you can just turn on and off. He needs to do more of that. We need to see him penetrate, get into that lane, and create.
That'll be out of bounds. Last touch by Paul. Time to shuffle things up. Boston with the basketball. Anthony to Gortat.
Hey, double screen.
To Marcus Morris. Oh, had him going there for a second. Clint Capella sends it away.
Don't stare him down like that afterwards.
Paul buries it on the catch and shoot. There's a sixth sense there that you just can't teach.
If you're a player on the same team with CP3, you should be taking that point guard out to dinner every single night. There's something to be said about a guard that makes the game way easier for you to be even more of an efficient offensive player.
To Anthony. Into traffic, but no good. Now Paul with the basketball. Up 6. Harden, he made his first effort, but not that time. To Anthony. Clint Capella sends it away.
Oh, he blocked that with authority.
Fires the 3. Tough shot there for Jaylen Brown. No good. Paul into the front court. Up by 6. To Fareed. Terry Rozier able to recover with the block. Clint Capella 3 for 3. That's a perfect start. Rozier into the front court. Down 8. Rockets in control of the basketball. Harden to the basket, but his shot stays out.
You see, this is something that everybody has, but some people choose to use it or not. I'm glad you choose to use effort on getting around those screens.
Paul across the timeline. Just under a minute to play here in this opening quarter. Working hard on the glass. Anthony sizing up Eric Gordon. For 3, well defended.
And there's always so much talk about defense. How about offensively? If you continue to attack that shooter, now you're making him work on the defensive end. That makes him take his legs away on the offensive end.
Harden lets it fly from beyond the arc. Celtics able to clear the board. To Jaylen Brown. Anthony. He engulfed him that time.
And look, sometimes you don't have it going every single night. Maybe utilize yourself as a decoy and get some teammates involved with your passing.
Doesn't have the touch. No good. Give him 2 points. High percentage. Long heave from three-quarters court. That'll do it for the first quarter. The Rockets with the lead. Good start to this one. After one quarter play, on to the second period. Jay, neither team was able to get control to start this one.
Both teams are trying to feel each other out, but I like the aggression that both teams established in the first quarter. This is the first quarter league. The way you play in the opening minutes really sets the tone for the rest of the game.
With the rock, it's Chris Paul. Beyond the arc for three. Not that time. Anthony. Over to the right side to Jaylen Brown. Anthony. Cleans it up. Offensive board. Yes, Marcin Gortat. He's finally on the board. Makes his first shot.
Great job using that shoulder to create contact with the defender without hesitation.
To Capella. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
And I know there's so much excitement about the play, but everybody looks at the player. More people need to pay attention to the guy at the end of the bench, the strength and conditioning coach, because this kid's been putting in the time and effort every day in the weight room.
Chris Paul at the line for a chance at a three-point play. A career 86% from the line. Paul's free throw, good. A three-point play as the Rockets add to their lead. Crawford to Marcus Morris. Fires the three. Contested shot, Marcus Morris can't hit.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
To Jaylen Brown. Oh, the touch at the rim. Count it.
That's a strong finish. Regardless of contact, finishing strong is key.
Gordon with it. Lead is 2. To Capella. Paul to P.J. Tucker. The drive right to the basket. Gordon to the basket, but a shot no good. To Anthony. Lets it fly from long range, and Carmelo Anthony. Zero hesitation as he knocks down the three.
You live by the three, you die by the three. And guess what? They're living large right now.
Paul to Capella. Shot clock to 4 for Houston. Here's CP3. Not that time.
Let's be realistic. He's probably not going to miss a lot of shots. But the more effort you can give, you want to try to tire him out. Take his legs away. Make him work to catch the ball. That's how you win the defensive battle.
Now the Rockets will use a timeout as they'll discuss matters in what's now a three-point game. Looks like both teams are making substitutions. Paul. 4-3. Still hasn't hit from deep in the first half. No good. Brown into the front court. Up by 3. He takes it right at them and scores. You have to fill in there.
That's lunch pail business right there. Don't worry about the no call. Keep powering through.
Nene to Rivers. Here's a chance from long range. If he's hitting shots, it could be a long night.
Great shot by the offense. But the defense, you can't afford to collapse off that penetration. I'd rather a team take a tough 2 than a wide open 3.
A lot of contact. No whistle. Gordon with it. They trail by 2. Going to launch beyond the arc. Shakes free and hits.
And this squad just continues to light it up from long range. One of the things I learned about teams like this, teams that fall in love with a three-point shot, as quickly as they build the lead, is as quickly as they can lose it if they're over-reliant on the three-point shot.
Runner's good there.
Eric Gordon finished second in the Sixth Man of the Year voting after winning the previous year. But what's even more astonishing is watching his development at his time in Houston. In New Orleans, often it looked like he was lost. But there's no doubt about it. In H-Town last year, he found a second life.
Al Horford going to the line to shoot two.
Smart play to rip through the extended arm of the defender. That will get you to the free throw line every time.
Al Horford, couple of free throws on the way. Shoots it at 75% for his career. Knocks down the first. No back-to-back free throws here. He missed the second. Harden into the front court. Leads a bucket. Won't go down. Ball's controlled by Boston. Kyrie Irving lines it up for two. Sizing up the defense. Paul to Harden from long range. And James Harden, well defended, still gets it to go down.
Defense, do the math. You force him to take tough twos, you'll probably have a better chance to win this game if you can slow down the pace.
Irving to Hayward. Old school. Backs his man down for the basket.
And Ed, here's my offensive theory. More touches, more points. This is a fast-paced league. Either the coaches adapt or you'll be left behind.
Paul to P.J. Tucker. Baseline drive. From the painted area, won't go down. To Paul. They've slowed down the pace. Now 3 on the shot clock. Paul fires the three. Ooh, he'll take that.
Look, I'm not the one to hate. I'm the prime example of a bad decision that turned out well.
Celtics have it. Anthony to Horford. No good. No daylight. Great defense. Oh, bad pass, and the Celtics have it.
You go back to the principles, things that we started working on when we were in first and second grade. It's called the shell drill. You stay down in the stance defensively, you try to deny the next pass away, and you have to communicate. If your conditioning is bad, you have no chance. But if you're able to do all these things together, collectively, you will be able to stop a great passing team.
Now a steal as the Rockets have it.
That's called game plan execution to perfection. Every possession on the road is critical.
To Irving. It goes down. Simply put, when the ball's in Kyrie Irving's hands, magic could happen.
It's poetry in motion, and it's a situation in which the ball is attached to his body. He has it on a yo-yo. He can put the ball and dangle the ball out there for other people to think they have a chance, and in their mind they do, but in Kyrie's mind, the game is over.
Celtics have it. Anthony. Knocked loose. Rockets come up with it. Won't go down. Defender's lucky he wasn't called.
Yo, big kudos to the defender. It seems like the mere presence of him in the paint was enough to throw off the concentration of the guy trying to drop the layup in.
Now a drive, but the shot won't fall. Great pass to set it up. Through three, and James Harden, not sure why he was so wide open there.
And watching all these great shooters on the floor at once, it almost mesmerizes me. It's like you're watching the shot in slow motion, the backspin. It gives off the feel that the ball's going in every time.
Harden in possession. The lead is 11. Paul matched up with Carmelo Anthony. Short jumper off the mark. Anthony guarded by Nene. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. It's good. And he's not done. He's going to the line for a chance at a 4-point play.
The defender cannot be caught with his hand staying in the cookie jar. What I mean, contesting that pocket. You have to keep that hand going in and out, going in and out. Keep the offensive player thinking about where your hands are at all times.
Carmelo Anthony with a chance at a 4-point play. He's perfect from the line so far. Free throw good. He's able to polish off the 3-point play. Here's Paul, controlling the offense. Has a look. Paul's shot won't go down.
I love when I see a good contest. You're crowding the player's landing space, which naturally makes him worrisome about turning an ankle on that landing.
Just inside the arc, at the buzzer. That's it for the first half, with the Rockets in front.
Thanks, fellas. Jalen here with your halftime report. The Rockets have the advantage on the scoreboard at halftime. Clearly, the number of three-pointers these guys scored in the first half was incredible. And if they can keep that up, it's going to be tough to keep that team down. Have a look at the leading scorers for the Houston Rockets. The Celtics were in need of a bit more scoring if they wanted the halftime lead. They've got the break to figure some things out. And trust me, they've got a few things to figure out. Still, it's not like they're totally out of this game. Have a look at the leading scorers for the Boston Celtics.
Game track. Defense.
The Houston Rockets are using defense to create offense, and it's coming off blocks and steals. They're putting in work on both ends of the court.
Player of the half. Who was cold?
No one wants to be picked for this segment, but he couldn't avoid it. Maybe he'll turn things around in the second half. Here we go with the top plays from the first half.
Number 2. Number 1.
And that concludes our halftime report. Thanks for joining us, and see you again after the game.
Anthony to Horford. There it is, Al Horford. It's been a quiet night. Only 3 attempts, but he makes that one stick.
As my mother would say to the defender, A for effort, F for results.
Paul to Harden. Oh, highlight moves. Tough to do with the defender all over you. Paul to Harden. Here comes the screen. Harden guarded by Carmelo Anthony. Kyrie across the timeline. The deficit now up to 5. Message received. Well defended.
And big-time coaching strategy by the staff right there, utilizing their bench, keeping fresh legs on that shooter consistently throughout the course of the game.
Now ready for a couple of free throws.
I'm watching the coach's reaction right now, and I'll tell you, he's not going to be happy about that. The game comes down to the micro details. That wasn't a part of the plan right there.
And hits the first free throw. And gets both to drop at the line. Tatum. Not easy.
Well, the defense has been good, but the shot-making ability has been better. And sometimes for NBA players at this level, the more you're in their face, the more it helps them center their focus on the target, which is making the shot. I know it sounds weird, but trust me, it's a real thing, Ed.
James Harden. He's 5 for 10, shooting 50%.
It just seems like one of three things happen every time James Harden has the ball. Either he scores, he gets fouled, or he kicks it out to someone for a three. Pick your poison.
And he's fouled. Very close, Jay. Free throws coming up.
This drives me nuts when I see fouls like that being called in a close game. Sometimes you just gotta let them play, ref.
Al Horford has got 2 shots coming, shooting 50%. Some yes, some no in this contest. And he connects on the first free throw. Goes 2 for 2. Paul with it up top. Leads 4. Jason Tatum.
Oh, he just blocked that shot out of bounds.
Jay, they're lucky they get the ball back. Harden. Paul. He'll take that any day.
And here's the setup, Ed, down the stretch. From a player who's been in these type of positions, eventually I'm going to hit you with a head fake, and you're going to have to jump considering I just made the last couple of threes. And that's when I find an easy way to get to the rim or force a defensive collapse to kick out for, guess what, another one.
Carmelo Anthony is going to get 3 shots here. Hasn't missed yet. First try, no good. It's the second. One more coming.
That's a bucket. That's a bucket.
To Harden. Down low for Tucker. Harden. Beyond the arc for 3. Good offense, beating good defense.
Well, they're shooting the ball at an amazing clip, and when they shoot the ball this well, they're essentially unguardable. And Ed, let me tell you what that does for the team. It eventually opens up space to put the ball down on the ground and get to the rim. That's how critical the three-point shot is.
Houston takes over. Harden, defended by Melo. Takes stock of the floor. Harden to Paul. Down to 5. Down to 4 to shoot. 24-second violation. The opposing coach is going to counter, make some changes of his own. A pass taken away by the Rockets.
You know, Ed, sometimes you're just more ready to play than your opponent. The intensity and the effort is off the charts.
Anthony here against Harden. Fires the 3, and he's fouled. Good play by the shooter.
You know what? That's an even better play by the defender. I like the foul there. Send a message. Nothing easy.
He's going to have to earn it now. Carmelo Anthony is going to get a chance at 3 here, shooting 80% in this contest. First free throw is good. Second to 3, got it. Hits all 3 free throws. Paul into the front court. Up 6. Harden. No good. That's great defense.
Shooters shoot. Period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
Harden has it up the floor. Driving right to the basket. Full throttle right to the basket for the deuce.
You normally don't see that, but that's the type of thing that keeps shooters in the league for a long time. Every once in a while, they venture into the paint.
Can't connect from in close. Now Paul with the basketball. Up by 6. Harden to Paul. The drive. Right.
Oh! Out there looking like the Kimbe Mutombo.
Took it right to him, and the defender was ready. The pass set it all up.
That's a strong finish. Regardless of contact, finishing strong is key.
Anthony knocks it down. That was a tough shot.
As a defender, you should take it personally when a contested 3 goes in. That's good defense, but it's not good enough.
It's Harden. Knocks it down from mid-range. The challenge defending a guy who can be a 1 or a 2.
We're not old men talking about this game. We don't define players by positions anymore. Is he a 1 or is he a 2? No, he's James Harden. He is a scorer and an elite passer.
Carmelo Anthony is going to get 3 shots here. At the line, he's shooting 87%. Second of 3 is good. And he cashes in at the line. 3 for 3. Paul into the front court. They lead it. 4-point game. Harden picked up by Carmelo Anthony. And the finish at the rim.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
To Jaylen Brown.
Oh, yeah, it's me and you. Me and you.
Nothing going here on that drive. To Gortat. From the painted area, won't go down. Paul across the timeline. He'll run the offense. And they call it.
He took a chance. That's the right call.
Looks like some substitutions are coming on in. Harden. Rockets with 4 to shoot. Trying to cash in. Gordon with a shot off the mark.
The most important thing a shooter can do is continue to shoot. The defense is always going to give great effort, but it's more of your psyche that goes into the next shot that will limit you on whether you make the shot or not.
So important to take care of the basketball. Easy 2 on the other end after the turnover. Jay, let's see if that's a sign for him.
Well, he's been pretty much non-existent the first 3 quarters, but when you have a play like that, that can get the juices going, and that can help you with your offensive rhythm.
Boston with the basketball. Anthony against Gordon. Lets it fly from long range. He's been dialed in from long distance. That's now 5 threes for the game.
Nothing more painful than the next day watching tape, seeing the fact that he got 15 points off 3-point shots.
It's Paul for 2. It's Gortat with the rebound. Takes it right to the rim. A lot of contact there, but they say no foul.
And Melo will be the first one to tell you this. He's not ready to be a role player just yet. He can still put up points in bunches. Didn't shoot the ball that well last year. Averaged around 16 a game. The lowest total of his 15-year career.
Brown with it up top. His guys now down by a point. And scores.
Well, the shooting has been spectacular, but one of the things that I've seen as the difference maker in this ballgame is how they are catching the basketball. They're not establishing a pivot foot, which leaves the defense wondering which way you can drive, but when that shot is working like that, you got it any way you want it.
To Rozier. Gets a look. Can't hit.
That's how you do it. You keep riding him to the basket, and if the refs aren't calling it, keep being physical. Keep knocking him off that.
Knocked it away.
Oh! Some fans should take that ball home as a gift.
That's a souvenir. Harden. No good. Oh, it looked like he may have gotten him there. Short jumper won't fall. Count the basket at the rim. Late heave to beat the buzzer. That ends the third quarter. The Rockets with the lead. It's the Rockets in control of the basketball as we start the fourth quarter. And you have to figure they like this spot they're in, entering the quarter with the lead on the road.
Yeah, but Ed, I disagree. As a player, I'm not really worried about how big the lead is right now. I'm worried about what kind of energy we're going to enter the fourth quarter with, more important.
Nice follow-up on the dunk there.
You know, Ed, I'm down with guys having 35, 40, maybe 50 points in the game. But the one thing you look for in the defensive end, when there's a huddle after a guy has dropped multiple buckets on you in a row, and everybody's quiet, nobody stands up and says, yo, I got him, I'm going to stop him, you're in a worrisome place for your team.
Nothing going here on that drive. To Harden. 4-3. Tough shot. Well defended.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
Harden matched up with Carmelo Anthony. And he's fouled, and he earns a trip to the line.
No, no, no. I'll tell you. The team that makes the little mistakes, like committing unnecessary reach-in fouls like that, will be the team that ends up with the L.
First one, count it.
Oh, yeah, you've been working on your craft.
2 for 2 on that trip.
Good shot.
Anthony matched up with Harden. He's going to the free throw line to shoot.
You got to know your personnel. That's not someone you want to send to the line for a free two.
Carmelo Anthony at the line for 2 shots. He's been steady, 90% at the line. First one goes down. And he makes them both. Here's Paul. Brings it up the floor. Al Horford with the block.
Blocking so many shots only gives your perimeter that much more confidence to really apply more pressure.
Great dish to set it up. Paul buries it on the catch and shoot.
And the three-point shot of the offense applies so much pressure on the defense, you can no longer build your teams inside out. The new way, you build your team outside in.
Paul. Shot from the lane won't go. Brown into the front court. His club staring up at an 8-point deficit. Trying for a 40-point night, but it's off the mark. Basket's good on the follow. Way to stay with it.
There are certain guys in this league that should be put on alert status 24/7 because either they're posterizing you or that attempt can still be a poster.
And he buries it. Jay upping the ante from beyond the arc.
Well, that change is inevitable. And one of the things that continues to fascinate me about this game, usually when you see a good three-point shooting team, their shoulders are square to the basket. That's no longer the case in today's game. These guys are off balance, they're moving different ways, yet they still have extreme shot-making ability.
Harden to Paul. Al Horford swats it. That's his third block this evening.
You know why? I don't see anybody on the defensive end standing up out of position. I see everybody squatted down, really active with their hands. That's the mentality that will lead you to where you want to go.
Harden to Paul. To Harden. 5 seconds to shoot. James Harden. The jumper's off the mark. To Crawford. Here's a chance from long range. Jamal Crawford knocks it down with the hand in his face.
Look, that shot was going up regardless of what the defender was trying to do. That's called a heat check.
Harden matched up with Carmelo Anthony. To Paul. No, great defense there, forcing the pickup. Al Horford snatching it out of the air. Fourth this contest.
This game is all about playing mind tricks on people. The offense is more worried about getting their shot blocked than they are about actually making the shot.
Paul to Harden. From the outside, no good. Clint Capella. He's now 5 for 6.
This is where I go back into player mode. If the dude starts to try to have 40 points on me, I'm going to foul out. I'm going to start hitting him in places he's not used to being hit. I'm trying to do anything to throw him off his game.
And now Houston has the basketball. Kenneth Faried powers it down.
Well, we got a chance to firsthand watch something be created. I think we just watched an epidemic of passing. I've never seen something like this before. It was so contagious, everybody started to do it, and it ultimately led to the other team's demise.
If that's an epidemic, sign me up.
That reach was just about a second off. He got his hand in there a little bit quicker. That would have been a steal.
Just enough imbalance. Knocks down the first. And he hits the second. Three for 3. Nice. Paul with it up top. Leads a bucket. And the Rockets have the rebound. And Jay, they call the foul.
That's just a blatant foul. Maybe he's trying to make a statement.
Harden in possession. Lead is 2. To Faried. Harden. Down to Faried. Knocked loose. Count the basket inside.
Strong finish. That's what you need, regardless of contact, focusing on the rim.
Anthony. Carmelo Anthony is going to get a chance at 3 here. At the stripe, he's shooting 93% and hits the first free throw. Knocks down the second free throw. And he hits all 3 free throws. Harden with the basketball. His team up by 1. To Paul. Shot clock to 4 for Houston. Chance for Chris Paul. Shot by Carmelo. No good. And a whistle.
That's just a blatant foul. Maybe he's trying to make a statement.
Paul. Down to Faried. Celtics have it. To Irving. Anthony with a shot. That won't go. To Capella. Harden shoots. Jumper's good.
That might have been a little bit easier than expected there, considering the score.
To Anthony. Going to launch beyond the arc. Carmelo Anthony is going to get 3 shots here. How's this for a good night? 94% at the line. And he connects on the first free throw. It's a second. One more coming. Knocks down all 3 at the line. With the rock, it's Chris Paul. Harden. No good. Layup goes down. Well done.
Woo, did you see that? Eyes to the rim, and the rest was all net.
Harden with it up top. His group now down 2. To Paul. Harden. Chance for Paul. Step back jumper. When you look at playmakers in the last decade plus, what sets Chris Paul apart?
He always puts you in a position to succeed. He leads because he's vocal, and when he directs and he guides, there is nobody better at the position than CP3.
Paul into the front court. All tied up, just underway in this 4th quarter. To the rim, lays it up and in.
Ed, all this talk I heard over the summer, what about CP3's hamstring? Will he be able to get back his first step? Will he still have it? There you go.
Carmelo Anthony is going to get a chance at 3 here. He's shooting 95% in the contest. Nope, first one does not go. Second and 3, got it. Harden into the front court. All even here in the 4th. Nothing going here on that drive. Harden. Capella down low. Al Horford pins it. Ooh, 5 now.
Here's one of the biggest secrets as we move into this new age of basketball, especially in the draft room. You have to draft players with size and length. That's the biggest deterrent for any team offensively.
We get a whistle and a timeout for Houston. They trail by 2. And the question, do they look for the tie in overtime? Or do they go for it all with a 3? Iman Shumpert picked up by Carmelo Anthony. It's a victory here for the Celtics as they win a close one by 2. For Jay Williams and all our crew, I'm Ed Cohen saying so long for now. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports.
Here we go with the EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Celtics did what great teams do best, finish. And of course I've got to mention how many times they scored from beyond the arc. They were so confident with the 3 ball, and it was instrumental to their success. Check out the leading scorers for the Boston Celtics. The Rockets finished on the losing end of a close score. This loss is sure to be all the more bitter because of how well they shot from beyond the arc. Their percentage from three-point range was outstanding. What you see here is how the majority of the points were scored for the Houston Rockets.
Game track. Three-point shooting.
Each of these teams were solid with their long-range shooting. So by extension, they were pretty poor with their perimeter defense. Closing out on shooters must always happen, whether you're tired or not.
Player of the game.
Carmelo Anthony could not have been more impressive in this game. The way he scored the basketball looked like he was playing with kids in high school. Top plays, and we've got 3 of them for you.
Number 2. Number 1.
Here are the upcoming games for the Boston Celtics. See y'all next time. Jalen Rose signing out.